Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Tracy's Week in Review. I would normally go to my announcements, but I literally lost track of time and forgot to do them ahead of time. So I'll just verbally do them and hope you all look at the description section for all the things that I'll talk about. Remember to subscribe to the page. Your subscribing helps this show get out to as many people as possible, helps my channel grow, and my channel grows. I can, I don't know, do something, but just remember to subscribe. Also, um, support me on Patreon. I'm really trying to bump that up. I have 0 Patreons right now, but I would love to at least to get it to at least 5. Support starts at 7 cents a day based off of a 28-day month, which every day has 28 days. Every month has 28 days in it. That is $2 a day. And you can also follow us on Blue Sky, follow us on Rumble, and we're going to get to the show. Here you see is Tracy's Weekend Review. Remember to do, as Tim said, subscribe, share, and comment. I'm going to really need your comments this evening because I don't have a lot on the schedule, so this may actually be a short show. Not promising anything because usually when I say short show, I end up going long, but trying to get these. My light went out also. My light that's kind of facing me, the bickering light. I got one coming in Tuesday, but this is terrible. I don't know what's going on. But first announcement, y'all, it's getting closer. The NFL season is 45 days away. 45 days from today, the NFL will kick off that September the 4th. It'll be the Dallas Cowboys versus the Philadelphia Eagles. That game I know will be on NBC. I'm still thinking about going live that evening. Y'all, it's getting closer and closer. All we got to do is make it through the month of August. Well, make it through the month of July 1st, then squeeze through August. 45 days from today, the NFL kicks off. You know, the last date of this podcast for this show will be August the 31st. However, if I do a show September the 4th, that'll be the last show. So we're just excited. It's 46 days. I'm sorry, 46 days until the NFL officially kicks off. The Hall of Fame game, I think it's this month. Okay. I don't know why it's taking so long. So the Hall of Fame game is an annual National Football League preseason game played in Canton, Ohio, blah, blah, blah. Detroit Lions. Oh, yes. So the Hall of Fame game is July the 31st. That's 11 days away. So the Hall of Fame game is July the 31st at 8 p.m. It'll be the Detroit Lions, and I refuse to call them the LA Chargers. They are the San Diego Chargers. I don't care. I refuse to call them the Los Angeles Chargers. I don't know. I think this game may be on the NFL Network, which I finally got back. Yeah, I'm excited. 46 days to go. So on this show, let me get to this show so we can kick this off. If you're watching, just jump in and say hello. Like I said, I'm going to need comments tonight because this is a very light show. I want to talk about a couple things. Of course, I got to talk about the Epstein files. I can't not talk about it. Um, in terms of, yeah, I think Trump is losing it. Um, I want to also talk about uh, us not getting distracted, right? By this, because I think some of us are getting distracted by this, but MAGA is not letting this go at all. Um, let's see. And then I want to talk about finally, I don't know, let's see. I'm trying to find a picture because there is a candidate running in, of course, my state of Indiana. It's always Indiana. And this guy, if APAC were a person, this dude right here, is just like, yeah, I got to show you this guy's page. Yeah, I'm bringing it up now. So once I start talking about it, yeah, this candidate almost makes me say, you know what? Why don't I just run for office? Because this right here is just, um, it's terrible. And of course, he's from Indiana, so that always makes it great. Um, so let's get started. So, I think I talked about this last week, where the DOJ and the Attorney General said, "Hey, there's nothing to see with the Epstein. There was no file. Um, Epstein unalived himself, so we already know that part." But let me first talk about this. Trump's denial, because some people believe that he's indeed on the list. He needs to admit he's on the list, and let's just move it from there. His denial, if you watch any of the press conferences and he talks about Epstein, he is literally blowing like a gasket. He has said that he thinks that Barack Obama wrote the Epstein files, which according to him didn't exist, right? He said there's no files or no list, but yet I'm supposed to believe him when he says that Obama wrote that. Wait a minute, I want to get this right because I want to get this right because I don't think I have my facts right. So Trump says Obama. Wait a minute. I want to get this exactly right. Yeah, so here it is. Okay. Because at first the DOJ said there's no files, but Trump is saying there are files. So, and this is where I want to say Donald Trump says Obama, and this is from Variety magazine. So Trump says Obama, ex-FBI director James Comey, made up the Jeffrey Epstein files. And again, remember, the DOJ said these do not exist. So President Donald Trump made the claim that the Justice Department files for convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein were made up by former President Barack Obama, ex FBI Director James Comey, and the Biden administration. Trump is continuing to deal with the backlash from many of his supporters over the Justice Department and FBI's memo last week disclosing that there's no evidence of Epstein's client list and that incriminate powerful people amid his I cannot pronounce that word. Amid allegations of sexual child abuse against hundreds of victims. I'll just say that because that word I can't pronounce it. Trump was asked during a press gaggle Tuesday in front of the White House whether U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi had told Trump that he cited in the Epstein, whether he was cited in the Epstein documents. His response, no. Trump said Bondi provided us a very quick briefing in terms of the credibility of the different things that we're seeing. Trump continued, and I will say that, these files were made up by Comey, they were made up by Obama, they were made up by the Biden administration, and we went through years of that with Russia hoax, with all that different things that we had to go through. Child, help the Lord, help this man. Oh, as has Trump, if I can read, as Trump has in recent days, he defended Bondi's decision not to release any of the Epstein files because that makes you look innocent right there. The Attorney General has handled this very well, the president told reporters. She has really done a very good job. I think that when you look at it, you'll understand that I would like to see transparency also, but I think the Attorney General, the credibility is very important, and you want credible evidence for something like that. According to the 2-page memo, 2 pages. According to the 2-page memo about the Epstein case released July 7th, the DOJ and FBI, and I'm going to link on this and talk about it next week, but officials discovered a significant amount of materials, including more than 300 gigabytes of data and physical evidence. Bondi said in a February 21st interview with Fox News that an alleged list of Epstein sex trafficker clients was sitting on my desk right now for review. Last week, the Attorney General told reporters that she was referring to the documents of the Epstein case more generally. So remember, she's in that interview on February 21st said, oh yeah, there's definitely a list. It's sitting on my desk. Now she's saying, it may not, it's probably not. I'll keep continuing to read. Earlier Tuesday, actor Kevin Spacey called for the release of the Epstein files. Now, if y'all know who Kevin Spacey is, he is the actor that was literally accused of exactly the same thing that Jeffrey Epstein was. Coming more than a year after his name appeared alongside other major stars like Leonardo DiCaprio, Cameron Diaz, Kate Blanchett, and Epstein's unsealed court documents. None of these stars mentioned in the court document were accused of facilitating Epstein's sex trafficking ring in any capacity. Releasing the Epstein files, all of them, Spacey wrote on X, for those of us with nothing to fear, the truth cannot come soon enough. I hate to make this about me, but the media already has. Hey, Kevin, sit down. In an interview that aired on Fox News in 2024, Trump was asked by Fox News Weekend co-host Rachel Campos Duffy whether he would declassify the government's Epstein files if reelected president. He said, yeah, I would. Trump said that in the version of that aired. However, the Fox News segment edited out the rest of his answer in which he suggested that there was phony stuff in the Epstein documentation. And it goes on and on and on and on. So there are several ways to look at this, right? Obviously, dude is acting suspect. If you're not in the files, your name isn't in them, and you say, I'm not on this list, you campaigned on, I'm going to release the files. The files are there. They actually exist. Now you're DOJ. And keep in mind, Pam Bondi herself said there are files. They are sitting on my desk. I have them. I'm going to review them. Now she wants us to believe that no, the files never existed. How stupid do they think we are? I mean, Trump has resorted to calling people who criticize him, including his own supporters, stupid. And I don't know where this is going to lead. If his name is on the list, or let me backtrack. If there is a list, which there's a list. I'm not even going to go through that part. There is a list. There's a list, right? If Trump's name is on it, he should just be impeached and removed from office. No doubt about it. Why would he make such a ruckus if he's not on it? If he's not on it, and then he must be afraid that some people who he know. But Trump isn't, see, and I disregard that argument too, because Trump isn't loyal to anybody, right? He's not loyal. So even if a billionaire friend of his was on the list, as long as he isn't on it, it wouldn't matter, right? Because it's not him on it. Let them suffer the consequences of their names being on it, right? So it just amazes me. His reaction is just so, he's just not right. I mean, I can't show it here because YouTube hates me and YouTube always wants to punish me for sharing videos. I'm trying to see will this camera work, guys. I'm sorry. Dang on it. This light done really went out. Oh well, it didn't. He's not right. His response is, it's not helping his claim of innocence, right? It's just not. And I don't know. I keep saying, I don't know if this is going to be the end of MAGA, because I don't think this comes to an end. But it's interesting that some of them have been going to TikTok to make videos saying, this isn't what I voted for. And I'm going to say this is exactly what you voted for. You knew there was a chance that he was going to be on this list, but you didn't care. As long as his policies hurt Black and brown people, or let me backtrack, as long as his policy didn't hurt white people, you were fine. You were fine with arresting illegal immigrants and not going at the corporations that employ them, because that's not hurting you. You were fine in restricting women's rights. You were fine with it because it didn't affect you. So now that his cuts are affecting you, now that his policies are hitting home, you're using this Epstein case to say, "Oh, I didn't vote for this. He said he would investigate." You knew he wasn't going to investigate, and you were okay voting for him. Stand on business. Stand on the fact that you said, "Okay, I'll just go ahead and vote for this. I don't care." I mean, of course, you do have MAGA people buying the Obama wrote it. And trust and believe, I am not an Obama fan at all. His presidency was disappointing. His post-presidency is even worse. But is he sitting here writing stuff? No, that doesn't even make sense. And remember this, Epstein allegedly unalived himself while Trump was in office. Not Biden, not Obama. It was Trump. So it doesn't make sense to it. His reaction makes sense if there's more to this story than suspected. And I really want to know you guys' opinion. So, put something in the comment section, because I don't know if I'm off on this, but it just was like your anger when asked about the Epstein file. It's too over the top. It's making you look guilty. And if you're trying to make yourself look innocent, this ain't it. Calling your supporters stupid, that doesn't make sense. What you could do, no, I'm not even going to give you no suggestions. I'm not going to give you any suggestions. And you notice there's not a lot of people on the other side that are saying, hey, release it. Because this list, because I said it definitely exists, it doesn't just have Trump's name on it, allegedly. This list could be an expose on literally, the powerful, the elite. Um, Certainly not any of us, right? Because we're not in that list. We're not in that club. I would say that I don't know, and I'm trying to get this together so I can say what I'm thinking without being brash, but I don't know if we'll ever get a release of the files ever, because I think there are people that are Democrats and Republicans on that list. And I'm not sure if they're all male. I'm not sure that. I want to be wrong. I don't want any child to be exploited at all. That is not my wish. No child deserves to be exploited sexually at all. No one deserves to, and if that person is an adult, they don't deserve to be exploited without consent, right? So I want to be wrong. I want to be wrong, but I don't think this list ever is going to get released. I just can't see it. Because again, I think there are Democrats. I think there are powerful Democrats on this list in terms of politicians. I think there's powerful Republicans. And most likely, I think there's some billionaires on this list that are operating the government under, and I don't want to call it the black cloud, but this list has stayed protected too long. I just don't see it being released. Could I be wrong? Heck, I thought Trump was going to win re-election in 2020. So obviously I could be wrong, but I just don't see this list coming out anytime within, I say, the next 10 to 15 years. I just can't see it. I don't know what the point would be, right? Even if the public held protests and said, no, we're marching until you release it. I just can't see it. And I think we need to look at, having measures in place that prevent children and adults from being human trafficked, right? We need to I don't know, do some type of public campaign to speak about this. Human trafficking is something we just never talk about. And we need to, right? We really need to address what type of system allows people to allegedly get away with harming, especially children, and exploiting children, and putting children in those type of situations that they should not be in. Who are we? What's in our minds that we'll just ignore it. So I think we need more, to get anti-human trafficking groups out there in the spotlight, talk about the work that they're doing, maybe financially supporting those groups. Because this is out of hand. This situation with the Epstein files is going to be way bigger than any of us could think of. And again, I hope I'm wrong. I want to be wrong so badly. But I just have this sickening feeling that I'm not wrong. And I hate that. I hate that. By the way, I hate that. I don't like it. I think it's terrible. And it just almost brings me to tears, because you think about the person, another reason why I think Trump's name is on this list, that the lady that worked with Epstein, I forget her name. Y'all can tell me. Maxwell. I know her last name is Maxwell. She literally said, yeah, there's a list. She's sitting in prison. Trump says she should be pardoned. So she's the person that worked closely with Epstein in terms of recruitment. Said, yeah, there's a list. And I don't know if she said she kept it or she saw it. But just to say, oh yeah, there's no list. No. You literally campaigned on this. You said, I'm going to expose these people. But then now, oh, it never existed. Like, I think they are hoping this goes away. But like I said, MAGA is not, to their credit, MAGA is not letting up on this. MAGA is like, nope, we not going, nope, you're not getting away with this one. Nope, 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 nope. And I forgot the second thing that I was gonna talk about, guys. Because I want to go to this story about this idiot guy running through. Oh, Trump ain't right. This goes to my first question about my first thought about the Epstein thing. This dude is not. He is so incoherent. It's like disturbing me, right? It's scary to watch this. He's what, 79, basically he's 80. And I'm not ageist because I know a lot of 80-year-olds, they're active, they're on their wits, they're cognitive, they're active, they do all kinds of things. Right? Trump ain't none of what I just described. Trump is oh boy. And I'm doing the same thing, so I'm cognitively aware, but it's like I'm trying to find words to describe it. He doesn't seem to be all there to me. Like, he'll say something, jump the subject, and what he used to do is he'll start on one subject, jump to another, and again get back to what he was talking about. He doesn't do that anymore. He just he'll jump from one subject to another subject to another subject, and he doesn't come back to the original thing. And then there's this point. Thank you, Nelson, for checking in. Oh, by the way, your book is coming to you pretty soon. Donald Trump met with Netanyahu, who probably asked Trump to keep up doing things to keep the people's attention away from Israel committing genocide. Yes, and that was my second point. Thank you, Nelson, for reminding me of that. Is we can't be distracted. Yes, the Epstein files or lack thereof are important, but we cannot be distracted in terms of what's going on in terms of globally and even nationally, right? Our national economy is terrible. Job growth is on the decline. Prices are still continuing to go higher. Housing is still unaffordable. It's not looking good. And when we get distracted by issues like this, and again, I'm not saying don't bring them up, but we have to keep going back to the point of we're not doing well. This president is pretty much the only president I remember that got elected without a plan to improve the economy. I still haven't seen it. I don't know what plans they have. I don't think they never campaigned on anything, and they're not doing anything, right? We have to keep the public engaged and remind them, hey, it's hard for people. I mean, I'm thinking about getting a second and third job because it's hard for me to keep up expenses, medications, food, housing, utilities. Those things cost money, and there's no relief thanks to Doge. And we can't afford to get distracted. We still have to tell the message of, hey, this is not good. Our economy is terrible. Our infrastructure is terrible. We should be concentrating on creating jobs using the infrastructure instead of whatever it is that Trump has for the economy. I don't even know. Like I said, he didn't even campaign on an academic platform, on an economic platform. He just basically said, hey, I'm not her. Right? And I'm going to get the illegals out. And so let's not get distracted. Let's keep our mind on the main thing. The main thing is we got a terrible economy. We got a terrible infrastructure. We got terrible prices. We got terrible homelessness rates. And we're committing a genocide worldwide. And other places too, besides Palestine. There's Congo. There's the Sudan. There's the prison industrial complex here at home. So we cannot get distracted. So, yes, I'm going to talk about it, but don't be distracted. I got to talk about this, and I didn't even say I was going to talk about it, but AOC. Girl, bye. So, if you don't know what I'm talking about, when Marjorie Taylor Greene is right about something, and you agree with her, but you don't agree with AOC, you know something's wrong. So, I'm going to bring up this article. And oh my goodness. This is don't make no sense. Okay. AOC votes against cutting aid to Israel. Okay. Now, for backdrop, Marjorie Taylor Greene, yes, that Marjorie Taylor Greene, offered an amendment to cut funds for Israel. Do I think it's a ceasefire? No, I don't. But this could be seen as a step in the right direction. Remember, she runs on America first. That's what she does. Um, and and again, I'm just trying to get this article but so she offers this amendment. And so I'm just going to read the article. This comes from, I don't know who, Roya News. Anyway, let's go. So, U.S. Democratic Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez voted against an amendment proposed by Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene on Friday that sought to cut USD $500 million in military aid for Israel's air defense systems. By voting no on the amendment, Alexandria Cortez effectively voted to maintain funding. Excuse me. The amendment H. Amendment 55 to H. R. 4016 aimed to eliminate $500 million allocated for Israel cooperative programs, which include systems like the Iron Dome. Representative Greene argued that the U.S. facing a $37 trillion national debt should cease providing foreign aid, stating that nuclear-armed Israel is capable of defending itself, which Netanyahu himself said. She highlighted that the U.S. already provides Israel with $3.8 billion annually in foreign aid, with an additional of $8.7 billion allocated in April 2024. The House of Representatives overwhelmingly rejected Greene's amendment with a vote in favor of 422 against roll call, 422 against. That means the 6 members who voted for this include Marjorie Taylor Greene of Georgia, Thomas Massey of Kentucky, Democrat Al Green, Summer Lee of Pennsylvania, Ilhan Omar of Minnesota, and Rashid Tlaib of Michigan. Representative Ocasio-Cortez was not those who voted for the funding. Previously, she cast a present vote on a separate $1 billion supplemental military funding for Israel's Iron Dome. She has had a controversial emotional reaction after this vote, where she has seen crying on the floor before voting. In a letter explaining her decision, she cited the rushed legislation process in which she said, has created a very spillover effect. Yes, I wept. I went at the to complete the lack of care for human. Wait a minute. Let me start this over. Let me learn how to read. Yes, I wept. I wept at the complete lack of care for human beings that are impacted by these decisions. I wept at an institute choosing a path of maximum vitality and minimum considerations for its own political convenience, the New York representative said. U.S. support for Israel's security has long-standing foreign policy, over 130 billion in bilateral assistance since 1948. This includes 3.3 billion in foreign military financing and 500 million for the cooperative missile defense programs, formalized through a 10-year memorandum of understanding. Pro-Israel groups such as AIPAC lauded the amendment's defeat, emphasizing the clear bipartisan message about America's support of our Democratic ally. So here is a nice old summary, y'all. Marjorie Taylor Greene was right about something. And AOC, the progressive that y'all vote blue no matter who, Democrats, y'all just love. Oh, you just love her. You just love her, love her, love her, love her, love her, love her. Her excuse for not voting for this makes no sense to me. It was rushed, okay? Does it have a ceasefire element into it? No. Of course, that's what I want to see, right? Just have, like, we're not giving any weapons. But you have to start somewhere, right? If you decrease funding, maybe that, tips the scale a little bit. And I like her excuse, like all the members of Congress need to be primary. Every single last one of them deserve to be primary. New York, you did not send her here to do this, right? Maybe you're happy with, I don't have a skin in the game. She's not my representative. And trust and believe, I didn't see my representative on there. So now I'm going to wonder why he didn't vote for this. I don't care if it was Marjorie Taylor Greene, the one that was proposing it. It's a step in the right direction. And for you to vote no, to say, yeah, it's okay, we're going to just keep the funding going. You can't tell me that you care about the Palestinians. You can't tell me that you're against the genocide. Representative Green voted the right way. The other Green voted the right way. Massey voted the right way. Ilhan Omar voted the right way. And Rashid Tlaib voted the right way. There are 6 Congress people that voted the right way on this. And the other ones were just a bunch of lazy cowards that don't care about Palestinian children. And I wish they would just say that instead of, we're working tirelessly for a ceasefire. Really? You really want a ceasefire, but you're going to increase military, you're going to keep military funding going. There's a way to get a ceasefire immediately. Stop the funding. Guarantee if the funding stops, the genocide will stop. That's just me. That's just me. And, it's sad that we have politicians that use word salad to get over. I'm trying to see something that came. But it doesn't, like the vote doesn't make sense to me. And it's going to be hard for me to sit here and say, yeah, there's an issue I agree with Marjorie Taylor Greene about. She who apparently drops N-bombs like it's Tuesday. Like it's just raining N-bombs for her. That literally makes my stomach upset. I don't understand how you vote to continue the funding. And like I said, trust and believe, I'm already thinking about a letter that I'm going to be writing to my congressman. Like, why didn't you vote for this amendment? Because I don't understand your thinking. I don't understand your logic. But lastly, I want to talk about something. Speaking of Israel, there is a candidate that's running in Indiana, and I'm going to try to get his name right because I'm not going to get his name right, but he's running for office. And this Yahoo right here makes me want to run for office. And I've been hesitant. I have been hesitant about running for office. I don't think it's a good idea. I think it's a bad idea. But if I go up against somebody like this, it's going to be hard for me to maintain my composure. Because this right here, oh my gosh, now it's not coming up. Okay, let me no, okay, hold on a second. Let me do it this way. No. Guys, I just lost it. No. Let me see, can I bring it up again? Because I want you all to see this. I'm gonna screen share this. Oh. I'm trying to get it. It's just literally, I'm gonna find this again. Sorry, guys. I cannot believe I just closed that. And keep in mind, this guy is running as a Democrat, not a Republican. So George Hernando is his name. And George Hernando is running for Congress. Now, that's not a big deal because, people run for Congress all the time. I don't know what district he's running in for, but we'll learn this when we go to his page. So I'm going to share it because I want to talk about George. And remember, I just said this guy is running as a Democrat, right? He's not running as a Republican. He's running as a Democrat. Share the screen. This Yahoo has an Israel policy. He has an entire Israel policy. He's got everything that this guy says is like the most miseducated thing I've ever seen. So he says, I'm going to read it. So I'm running for Congress as the next generation of Democrat and supporter of Israel's rights to exist, thrive, and defend itself. Well, he already started off wrong. I believe in values based on leadership that bring clarity, not slogans, and understand that the world is complex, but our principles can't waver. We live in a moment where far too many are retreating with cynicism. But I still believe politics can be a force for good, that democratic partnerships matter, and that the bond between the U.S. and Israel is worth defending for peace, for stability, and for justice. But Israel has said everything anti that. Netanyahu is talking about going in, liberating Africa. Miss me with that. So here goes lie number one. Well, that was a lie, the introduction. But this one is even worse. So October 7th was one of the darkest days in modern Israel history. The inhumane terrorist assault carried by Hamas, targeting civilian children and the elderly, reminded the world of the brutality that Israel lives under as its stark of this conflict. The response from the international community was swift and necessary, but what followed in particular in the form of anti-Semitism across the U.S., including right here in Indiana, has been unacceptable. But notice he doesn't recite anything except for this lie coming up. A recent report by the Anti-Defamation League found that anti-Semitism incidents in Indiana have more than doubled in 2024. But notice he never talks about Islamophobia. The highest percentage increase in the country, including 52 incidents here in Indianapolis. We cannot ignore the anti-Semitism, but apparently Islamophobia is okay, is surging, especially in college campuses where intimidation and hate are being masked as political expression. We need leaders who speak clearly. Anti Semitism has no place in politics in our country, but again, apparently Islamophobia does. So he goes on to talk about Israel as a democratic ally, even though they are not. Um, he supports Israel's right to exist, but hey, the Palestinians up yours because apparently you have no right to exist. Um, he would continue to back the foreign military financing, FMF, the Iron Dome, and David Sling funding, and deepen the U.S. Israeli strategic alignment. And then here come the Gaza lie. Here it comes. At the same time, I recognize the profound inhumane suffering in Gaza, Hamas's use of human shields, and its embedding with civilian infrastructure makes this impossible moral landscape. But we must acknowledge that civilian life is not disposable, as both Israel and Palestine have the right to exist. Further, no child, whether it's Indianapolis or Gaza, should go hungry. Boy, bye. Um, he supports a two-state solution. Um, he says that Iran is a threat. He opposes the BDS. I don't know if this guy, I don't know. I don't know where, did APAC just tell him to run? Like, what is he talking about? He doesn't say where he's running though. What district is he running for? Like, did APAC just say, hey, we'll just do you a cutting? Look at his pathetic. Oh, he's already strike three. Obama found that. Man, sit yourself down. Doesn't mention Islamophobia. Doesn't mention that little pitly thing about. Oh my gosh. Did APAC just say, you know what, we're going to just go find somebody, do a cut and paste thing with all of our policies on them, and just punch them in there? What? Both Democrats and Republicans are corrupt. So you get Republicans running as Democrats just to get on the ballot, uncontested to do Republican agenda. If they, this sounds like, literally, this guy sounds like a Republican to me. His stance on Israel is, it's so ridiculous, right? But that was literally what Biden said. Literally the same talking points, October 7th. And anybody that does a Google search knows this conflict was way back in at least minimum 1948, if not before. And he's acting like October 7th just happened. And they're going to put that line in there talking about Gazan children can't starve. Never talks about Islamophobia and how it shouldn't spread. Just talks about anti-Semitism. And trust me, I'm not advocating for anti-Semitism. It is wrong. It is wrong. It is wrong. Take a stand. We're taking a stand against anti-Semitism. However, criticizing Israel is not anti-Semitic. And keep in mind this, Palestinians are Semitic. I don't know where they find these candidates. I don't know how they recruit them, but that looks like a cut and paste thing. That looks like somebody literally got together a site and just said, we're going to cut and paste. We're just going to take our views, find some random candidate. It doesn't even say what district. Let me see what district he's running in. I hope it's not mine. What district is George Hernando running 4. Wait a minute. I spelled the man's name wrong. Orlando. Um. Oh, he's in the 7th. He ain't got a chance. That's all. Okay. Yep, that's it. Nope, 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 nope. Yep, this over. Yep, he's running against Andre Carson. No, it's over. George, sit down. Sit down, George. You have no chance of winning. Nope, you don't. You don't. And that's it. It's over. Yeah, he's running right in my district. Um, um, so the primaries when he lost. That's it. It's over. Uh, exactly. Yep, it's over. That guy doesn't have a chance. So the Democratic primary for the congressional seat, which is George Hernando, will lose. I mean, that's just not a thing. He has no chance of winning. As soon as I read 7th district, keep this in mind about the 7th district in Indianapolis. That is Andre Carson's district. He has never lost. Never ever lost. He wins that seat by at least 70 to 80%. He not losing to this guy. He not losing to this guy. I don't even think he has to campaign. This guy literally, dude, you not winning. Yeah, this is an APAC guy. APAC because Andre Carson correctly stands with Palestine. They done went and got this guy to run against. Dude, the APAC, y'all wasting y'all money because he ain't winning. He is not gonna win. Nope. I already know that ain't gonna happen. Not gonna happen. Nope, 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 nope. Just, I mean, I don't want to call a race over and it's a year away, but I'm calling a race that's over a year away. The primaries are in May of 2026. So we got what? Don't count July. August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May. So it's 10 months away. I'm calling it right now. No, for now it's a two-way race. Dude, you done lost. I thought maybe he was gonna be running in the 11th district or the 10th or 2nd or so. Nah, dude, it's a yo run at politics. It ended. Well for me it ended as soon as you said Israel has a right to defend itself. Oh, I not listening to nothing you said. See, we not gonna do this. Not today. Nope, not today. We'll talk about that August the 16th. But this guy sounds like an APAC candidate. Like APAC literally just said, hey, let's get some Democrat in place to run against Carson because he stood in support of Palestine and has called for dearmament Israel, which he's absolutely correct on. That's one of the few things I actually agree with him on. Dude, your chances, you have a chance, like a chance. But it's not great, right? It's not great. So that's the end of the show. I had forgotten I was going to talk about AOC voting for that and Marjorie Taylor Greene being on the right side of something, which is still bothering me, but it is what it is. Keep in mind, there are 46 days until the NFL season kicks off. The Hall of Fame game is the 31st. You know I'm gonna be watching because I gotta watch some. Even though it's preseason, I don't care. I just want to see. I want to see somebody make a pass because I really miss football. The Saturday show, I still haven't decided the topic. I may go with, I'll probably do like a celebrities with with cartoon shows. Maybe. I'll definitely be doing a Justice is Here podcast. Um, so remember to like. Um, we have to set Tracy loose to set him straight. We'll talk about that the 15th. 16th. Remember to like this podcast, subscribe, share, and comment. That's like, subscribe, share, and comment. And then next week, I won't get distracted by talking to my sister. I'll be on here to put all the things, but everything's in the description section. Thank you all so much for coming out. I'll see you Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will have my new light that I had to pay out of my own pocket. You see that? Cash App? Yeah, you're gonna be seeing that for a while because what that light cost me, I want to cry. Yeah, I want to cry. But I had to buy it because, like I said, the one in front of me just literally went out 2 seconds ago, and then these other two are just like 10-inch, and the one to my left, it's on its last leg. So I got to do something. So, you see that Cash App. I'm just saying, you want to drop $3 or $4. I appreciate it stuff because that huge. I'll let Nelson have the last word on this one. Thank you, Tracy. Till next time, take care and stay safe. You too. Everybody have a good evening. Remember, 46 days to go. We can do this. We can make it. We can make it. Football's coming back the 31st. I'm so happy. I'll get to talk about the Hall of Fame game next week. I know I'll be talking about it. But I'm going to do the outro. Thank you all for tuning in. Remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Have a fantastic evening. Bye.